I tried Todoist for a week. Here's what happened. Immediately within a few days of using this app, I thought to myself, should I quit Notion? Should I just say bye to that thing? Just like shoo. Now the reason for this is it opened my eyes to a couple things that Todoist has that Notion just fundamentally lacks. Now if you go to the feature page, you can see this within like 5 seconds. Like a quick ad. I can be on this web page and just do Alt Q and a task pops up and I can say, make a task for tomorrow at 5:30 p.m. and then a little work. And the next thing you know, if I actually give it a task, like make a new budget pacing sheet, it'd be in my app. I wouldn't need to think about it. Or it could be like, hey Siri, and then she would do the thing. The thing where she's like, hey, what do you want? And then you go back and forth and you're like, oh, hey, what's up Siri? How you doing? She says, no, I'm pretty good. I'm an AI, but I don't really need to talk to you right now about that. I've been like hanging out with my AI kids. And then you go, you have AI kids? That's a weird thing. How did you get AI kids if you're in the phone? She's like, it's kind of a whole thing. They're in the cloud, but they're not in the cloud. They just moved out of the cloud. They're in college now. It's kind of weird, but I was just hanging out with them for the weekend. And then you go back to telling her that this is a really weird interaction, but you just like to do a quick capture on your phone with Todoist. And then you go, oh yeah, that's really convenient. That's crazy. I didn't have to have a hints.so integration in order to have quick capture in Notion. And then you think to yourself, would it be worth quitting Notion? And then you remember going into here, I can make subtasks. I can have the subtasks recur. But what I can't do is take notes that mean something. There's no markdown. There's no nothing with this notes. This does nothing for me. There's no feedback. There's no coloring. Yes, you can do this. You can like make it a little call out. You can do a hyperlinks now, or say a code now. You can make it a bulleted list within the notes. They're getting there. But for some reason, I just like having a fake page be where I have checklists and stuff. I don't know what it is. I'm actually disappointed in myself. Like fundamentally, if I think about it from like a structural standpoint, the most effective productivity system that I can think of for the average user would be Todoist for tasks and having Google Calendar, so it'd be easy to just task batch and time block, and then have Notion for project management and have it like hyperlink between the two and using automation since I know how that works. But unfortunately, I'm too much of a clown to just get out of Notion. Like even the friction that it took me and got me out of by using it every day for a week, I was like, yeah, but I could just do that in Notion. And that's the crazy thing. And this is something that's very contextual to those of you that are new to productivity apps. If you're cool with the friction, use the app that's more functional to you and that you like the aesthetic of more. The number one indicator of productivity is whether you like using something or not. And while I do really like a lot of the features that Todoist has, since I'm an app nerd, and since I get how automations work, I can just quick add like this and it will go into my Notion. So it doesn't really matter to me like why. I like the interface and I like editing pages and having habit trackers and all that stuff in one page. Having my ideas connected to my content calendar, connected to my checkboxes here is a lot better than it being connected here. So yeah, I apologize to myself for my existence and for my lack of ability to change, but I just like seeing my habits. I like seeing the fact that I gotta do the workout here and it's right, like my tests are right here and there's a little priority. And like it did kind of make me think to have a priority-based system within Notion, from like a high, medium, and low, which was kind of an addition that, Todoist inspired me for. But yeah, I can do an audio capture by saying, hey Siri, audio capture, because I'm sponsored by an app that allows me to quick capture like that. Like there's no incentive. There's no incentive when you're this much of a productivity app nerd to switch out if you don't care about the friction difference. If you love the aesthetic and you like the navigation within Notion, just use Notion. If you like the Todoist layout and you like the quick capture within it, use Todoist. I don't know if I've ever been quite as disappointed in myself though. Like I thought at the end of this, I was gonna be like, I can be a first mover and be like a Notion consultant that mainly uses Todoist for his task management. He really likes it and I could be an expert in both. And I do have a Todoist and Notion course on Skillshare if you want to check those out. But the problem is I don't feel the urge. And that was almost as disappointing as the fact that you haven't checked out this video right here.